Greetings friends, Khaios here. For this week's time-lapse build, I held a poll on the community tab for my YouTube channel, and I asked if you guys would like to see something modern, evil, futuristic, or oceanic, and the vast majority of you voted for something evil. Fitting in line with that, one of my highest requested builds is for something from Lord of the Rings, or specifically the Eye of Sauron or Barad-Dur. And I thought that that might be a pretty good fit for today's time-lapse build, so that's what I'm going to be working on. Before I get into talking about the build too much, I do want to say if you guys are interested in directing what time-lapse builds I do every week, be sure to check the community tab. I'm planning on hosting many more polls to see what you guys would like to see me build for the time-lapse once a week. With that out of the way, I started by landscaping the area in Tiamat. I used black paint on some stone and I threw some ash on the side, and I just created a miniature volcano for Mount Doom. Now, I do want to say that the Dark Tower and Mount Doom are not going to be to scale, they're not going to be accurate. I'm building all of this from memory, and I just want it to be a rough interpretation and a just miniature, loose version of the Eye of Sauron and Mount Doom. I know that the Eye of Sauron isn't actually connected to Mount Doom, but I thought it might be a nice touch for this build. So basically what I'm doing first off is just sculpting the interior. I want to have it to where players can pass through the volcano from one side to the other without having to parkour or use teleporters or anything extreme like that. Once the volcano is shaped, I add just a very simple bridge to the interior over a lava pit just so you can get through, and then I start the foundation for the tower. The walls are made out of blue dungeon brick, painted black, with a center crease down the middle of the 3 wide gap of ebonstone brick. I feel like it gives a nice dark tower texture to it. And I do want part of the volcano or the mountain coming out of the tower, so I'm just going to build a little bit more off to the side. The metallic accents for the tower are made out of copper plating painted black. I do want the tower to slowly reduce in size the further up it goes. I don't want it to just be a singular column or a cylinder of the same size the entire way up. I know that the original slowly reduces in size as it goes up. I'm not looking at an image of it while I build, but I'm pretty sure that it's not just one size. So I give this tower 3 tiers of varying shrinkage towards the very top where it blooms out for the Eye of Sauron itself. I also have some scaffolding poking out of the side, holding some black painted chain and black painted rope, just for a little bit of added texture. I can't remember if anything like that was in the actual movie version, but I do believe I've seen some artwork where it had something like that hanging off of the side. Additionally, the tower I know has a couple of blades coming out of the side of it the closer it gets to the actual eye, so I'm making some blades here out of some copper plating painted black and just kind of shaping it to make it look nice and sharp and jagged and dark, nice evil feel to it. And they're supported to the tower with some black painted dynasty wood. The second set of blades are a little bit thicker, and then we're getting close to the top of the build where the third set of blades will surround the eye itself. Before I get to moving on to the top of the tower, I realized that I had some hellstone on me, and I wanted to make the volcano have some embers sparking around, so I just painted some black and placed it up against the stone. It has some gaps around it right now, but when I go and place the walls and edit, those gaps will be hidden away. And now moving on to the top of the tower, it takes me a little while to get it to a shape that I like. I'm not sure exactly if it looks like the original, but I think it's close enough, and I do like the way that it turned out in the end. It might seem a little obvious and perhaps a little bit cliche, but I'm making the Eye of Sauron itself out of living fire block, except for right around the middle. I'm leaving a gap where I can place some shadow painted wall, and then next to that I have some living ichor block for the yellow part. I don't like just painting the eye itself because when you paint the fire, it creates a perfectly square block, so I'd rather change the textures up and make it appear color change in that fashion. Now I'm just placing some black painted lead fence as well as some black painted rich mahogany wall around various parts of the exterior of the build just for a little bit of extra detailing. Next up, I start laying the interior walls. The two walls that I decided to go with for this build are blue slab wall and pink tiled wall, both of which are found in the dungeons, and they're both painted black. And I'm just making a roughened up texture. I feel that it fits the evil tower motif pretty well. And of course, the only way to get up a tower, in my opinion, besides having background doors, is a nice looking spiral staircase, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and add to this. Additionally, I remember that there was a lot of orange glow coming out of the Dark Tower. I don't have any orange painted stained glass, we gotta go with red, but I do paint that deep orange. I know that it's not actually glass in the tower, but I just wanted that same sort of feel, and I can't just place fire on the inside of the tower to make it glow and have it look right, so I thought that the glass would be a pretty decent artistic interpretation. I'm lining all of the stained glass with some gray painted copper plating, and the reason why I'm painting it gray is so it just pops out a little bit more against all of the black wall. Some gray painted gothic tables with some fire on top of them just to create some braziers and produce some light. Throw a couple of chairs in the top tower and a couple of lanterns just to make it a valid house, and throw the guide in there so he gets out of my way. For the lava falls to go through the bridge, and this is a technique I've shown in a couple of my videos already, I'm actuating a part of the bridge and then just painting it gray. Since the bridge itself is painted black, it hides it and blends it in quite nicely. Now I'm going into T-Edit to place the natural unobtainable walls for the volcano, and the blend is just a couple of rock walls, cave walls, and lava walls that you would find in the world that you normally can't place. I'm also going to be going in and placing some living leaf wall painted black, another lava pool, and I'll even place a chimney at the very top of the volcano to create some smoke. I do go into T-Edit after this and grab the top corner of it and place smoke at various points of the volcano, but unfortunately OBS decided that it was going to be a little bit mean to me today and it didn't record that segment. So we're going to have a skip to the end right now. And that is Barad-Dur, or the Eye of Sauron, plus a miniature Mount Doom done. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you did, be sure to leave a like and a comment. It really helps the channel out with the algorithm, and I really appreciate reading all of your guys' feedback. Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to check out my community tab to vote on the next time-lapse poll. I'll catch you all later. Happy building.